galactic travelers! Live from Joshua Tree, it's Cosmic Christy. I know I blinked out on you for a little bit, but we're back. So I hope your bells still work. If not, I am calling in the crew. I am calling in my CoCo Polo. I am calling in the Creatrix. I am calling in the Libras. I am calling in the Leos, the Capricorns, the Virgos, the Aquarius, the Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Sagittarius. Come on in. We need all the tribes coming on in. And I have something. Sherry G! Hi! I'm back. And we got the goods. We got the answers. We got the healers. We got everything. I'm in Joshua Tree right now. And I've got chills all over me. I just arrived today. There's so much to share with you guys. But, oh gosh, just take a deep breath. Whew. I've got some coming over from CoCo Polo. And right now, I just want y'all to come on in and sit back. We're free. If it doesn't feel like it right now, we're going to talk about it because we got the keys. We got ways to help. We've been building. I've been in LA for a month. We've got contracts going on. We've got meetings happening, and here we go. So this is a song from John Butler Trio. I don't know if you've heard John Butler Trio, but John Butler Trio, Home. This song is called Brown Eyed Bird. So I want y'all to just, I'm nervous. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. I had to cry twice in order to expand enough to get this video in. We're gonna do this and then we're gonna go outside. It's my first night. We're gonna see what this looks like. But this is for my crew. Whenever you see this, if you are my crew from when you knew me as Cosmic Christy, from my crew from dimensions ago, or if you are my crew all showing up in this now to meet for the first time. Mwah! Welcome to Earth. Welcome your full soul to create your new dreams. It's a little tricky and it's a little mind crazy, but we're working through it. We're working through it step by step together. Guys, I missed you guys. Breathe. Baby, you and me, we got everything we need to be happy. Don't look back. Come on, guys. This is what we've all been waiting for. I know I've been gone a while. We're gonna talk about it after. Sing it. Baby, you and me. We got everything we need to be happy. Baby, woo! Baby, you and me got everything we need to be happy. I love those thumbs down. I love those thumbs down. Woo! Let me tell you why I love those thumbs down. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Woo. Who else here? I gotta go back in and get the iPad. And I want to sit down and talk to you guys for a sec. Now I gotta go back and get it. We are in Joshua Tree. I know you can't see it great from the parking lot. I'm gonna grab the iPad. I'm a one-man show. And no, this won't be a traditional live. I don't know what a traditional anything is anymore, right? So, hello, tribe. Hello, crew. Whew. Let me see if I can see the chat. I'm really nervous. I can't tell you how many times that I left in the past 6 months someplace thinking I was going to make a video for you guys. I can't tell you how many times I beat myself up for not doing a video because I could hear you guys reaching out, asking in the consciousness, you know, what's going on. I'm sorry, I'm just getting my breath here. Asking myself, why can't I do a video? You know, and feeling guilty. And I had so much, oh gosh, and I'm still working through it. I had so much to work through in regards to believing it without showing up and telling you guys. It's like, when in January, after we birthed that new plasma field, you know, because what's so cool now, guys, is like we've dimensionally shifted so much. I might not have been in front of the camera, but we've been working 24/7. I know you guys know, because you've been working with us. There were so many reasons I couldn't come out in public and say where I was, because it was writing the story that's unfolding right now. I've had to, those of you who knew how to reach out to me, you know, did over this time, and we have, because it was all according to plan. And so for the past 7 months, I mean, I can't even begin to tell what all has transpired and what the crew has done. It started out with the creatrix, and then through using communication and technology in a different way instead of this way, where I show up and I speak and y'all listen, but I can't hear you. you know, and that's an old, to me, you know, and to that, it's not to me, I mean, it's an old paradox. You guys, I need to see you, I need to hear you, we need to see each other, because we started using Marco Polo, and it's a simple app, and it's free, and we used it, and it provides little video snips, and so we have these groups, and so quickly, whenever everyone's popping up and speaking and showing synchronicities and talking about what they're seeing, you know, at the same time in New York, where you're in California, where you're in England and London, all of us experiencing these same things, and through, you know, starseedology is really how we brought in this shift. Starseedology is codes. It's multi-dimensional psychology, and it's not mine. I'm just used it and remembered it in order to identify my tribe, so that we could put our aspects together in order to ascend the planet. And that's basically what all we did, every single one of us, you too, because it only, you know, it really is champagne glasses. And so using those tools and using starseedology, and I basically just jumped on mission. You know, that's what we've all been doing, is we call it divine madness. You know, living in this divine madness where it doesn't make sense. You know, things don't make sense to your 3D. It's all intuitive based, because, you know, dimensions are all at once. And when we talk about this quantum shift, what's happening now, you know, is a few things. A lot of things are happening, right? But on what I'm being guided to talk about right now, you know, is what we're seeing, you know, this big shift that's happening from everything's becoming way more polarized. You know, when I was in Texas, I was seeing that lower dimension form so quickly. You know, what I mean by lower dimension, I mean those who aren't going to ascend won't necessarily leave the planet. They're just going to go into a program. They're gonna have rules. They're gonna regulate. They're gonna abide by it, right? Just like we did. And that's the soul's evolution. Fifth world, and she's done such beautiful work. Fifth world has done such beautiful work, and oh man, and we have been just living through it live, right? And that is what it's all about. Showing up, dancing, loving. I love you. I love y'all so much, man. And the party started, right? The party's just now getting started. There's so much. The dimensions are really starting to form though, and so we're seeing this polarization, and we've got 3 groups now, 3 waves. There right now, it's really, I don't know if y'all remember, if those of y'all who've been watching the channel for a while, last year, I love you guys, thank y'all. I mean, I knew you knew I was working my ass off, because what I'm getting at, the good news, let me just skip all that shit right now, and let me tell you the good news. I mean, I've been in LA for a month. We're manifesting. We've built, what I'm trying to say is these tools that, because we're first wavers, right? Of course we're gonna come in early and build some tools. Of course we're gonna be ready. Of course we're gonna have experienced it all. And so the main reason that I couldn't show up and say what all was happening is because for so much of that time, and this has nothing to do with my ego or anything else, and we're gonna start talking about this more on the channel, because one of the most important parts of harnessing your power is stating and knowing who you are and believing it, and really, and just feeling it and allowing, and not worrying about what anybody else says or thinks. It really is, people are so gravitated. Why am I saying so much? Do we have am I close to Canada? Do we have a Canadian on? I feel like I'm picking up the frequency of ya know, ya know. I normally don't say that. So that's like that's something for somebody. That's something for somebody. You know. So much of it, because it had to be imprinted. See, what happened was our history was erased. And there was this missing piece in everything that connected everything, and it was the divine feminine. And it was Venus, and it was the aspects, the feminine aspects of everything, of everything. What Cherry Clo came out yesterday, in CoCo Polo. And it's a group that I'm going to offer, and I'm going to talk about this in just a second. I'm going to offer 10 spots because we're building it slowly. However, I have a meeting with the CEO of a NASDAQ of an app company that's already in development in order its tools to help yoga instructors connect all over the world and book things. It's also connected to another company that does some yoga wear. We're talking because we are this new template. Our information is the codes. We are the collective. And so if we're not manifesting, that we're getting paid to do that, and we're helped because the ones that are around us that are awakened, right? And unbeknownst to us, divine feminines, a lot of us, we didn't realize we had this power, but we put that block on ourselves. We put that block on ourselves. This is called Libra's Liberate because I knew it was time for me to get back on the channel when I started getting tons of messages about Libras and how hard they were going through it right now. And this has nothing to do with any sign going through it any worse than anything else. But, at the end of the day, what is Libra? Well, that's Arcturus. Well, what is Arcturus? Well, guess what? It's the evil eye. It really is. And, in some cultures, they call it the evil eye. Some cultures, they call it the all-seeing eye. But that's Arcturus, and that's in Libra. And why? Because Arcturus has lived all these crazy dark roles. Libras are the ones who sign. Libras, we played the shadow role. When we look at that 12-house system and the 12 houses of the underworld and the zodiac, we're coming out of that crap. In fact, we're already in an 8-house system. Do you feel the difference? It changed yesterday. And I'll get into that later. And these are things that are all coming live on CoCo Polos with the groups, because this isn't just my codes. This is all of us awakening. And and all I've done is sharpen my vessel and let it come through. So much so that I threw everything I owned in the car, took off to California with literally, I think, $400, $500. I have been staying at Airbnbs. I've been making it work. I put my money where my mouth is. These tools that the Creatrix and that the CoCo Polo and the Jimbro clan, I call them, in my 444 group, and because what happened with CoCo Polos and what happened with the Creatrix is it started blooming, kind of like when we were doing the starseedology charts through the ascension through 2018. Realize what was happening is that those codes were coming through, and I was talking to you individually. And y'all were activating my starseed codes. I was activating yours, and we were alchemizing those star systems. That's where we started with this, guys. Holy crap, right? Look where we are. And then what happened is after January and after, everything went crazy with the AI stuff, which now I completely understand what the heck that all is, because and why Libras signed up to play the dark roles, and why you guys, all star seeds, because you know we have different parts. We just haven't talked in a while, because I could go, you know, those 4 groups that we had on CoCo Polo, I was just able to merge 2 days ago. They formed through the transits. You know, the 444 group was the Pleiad, when the Pleiadians came on board, and we had all those activations after we blew Notre Dame and triangulated the energy. And I mean, the land hurricanes, because those imprints of the meteor that you know that came in a long time ago is what energy, that energy stamp was still there. And so what's been happening is that when we're completely connected into our ancestors, right, what they've done is they're showing us where to go to make an intersection in a timeline. So, you know, I've dealt with pirates. Like in the physical, I have pictures, I mean, in a bar, and going right instead of left, and just by sheer intuition. I mean, since when I was in LA for 3 weeks, I mean, everywhere I met who I was supposed to meet, to the point where one time I left and I heard, you're gonna miss your connection if you don't turn back. Do you want it or not? And I was like, yes, I want it. So I had to turn around, park again in LA. If you know what that's like, I mean, but that was the person I was supposed to meet. But see, here's the thing too. Some of us are skipping so many timelines that what I realize now is, since 2017, the reason I've been solo mission, which I just was, you know, and through the past 2 months since April, I've been able to meet a few of the creatrix, and we've been able to quantum entangle, and so much has shifted. If we start talking about the dates, I'm sure you're going to be like, oh crap, that's what was going on. You guys got together. Because whenever you're doing all this spiritual work, and then you make an intention to come together and to weave it, it anchors it. So, but I've been solo mission, and now it's like, what I've realized is, we were creating, I started, for my experience, because that's the only one I can talk about, in 2017 when I had the shock activation. Now I know that all those codes came out, and I started living and building basically Aldebaran and that new template then. And so for me, what happened was, I basically kind of became in isolation as I was learning to trust my intuition. I mean, heck, I never thought in a million years when I started this channel that I would end up here building technology with you guys. Not only that, but I mean, all the Be Coco Chief festivals and the music festivals and the fashion, I mean, all that, because this is just new code templates. They're just new code templates. It's like, do you want to do comedy? Do you want to do what? Do you want to do this? And guess what? You don't have to worry about YouTube. You don't have to worry about Facebook, because we've got these other things going, and we shut down the AI. It no longer has control of all this stuff is changing, because it's been alchemized through our fields. And so this new technology is coming out, and holy crap, I'm already in linked with the CEO, and then the fashion line and productions. I mean, guys, if you've got ideas for shows, we're gonna do a full production. We're gonna start doing 2 woke girls, maybe, definitely a Libra show. I'm looking for people to tell, because I can't do it all. I don't want to, you know, if you consciousness comedy, holy crap. I mean, Ascension comedy, I mean, I am like begging to pay for that. There's so much material, you can't even lose. Just getting together and sitting around and doing this and talking about the synchronicities and the frogs, and you guys see all the 7s today, holy moly. You know, what's the crazy sync with the cherries? It's because we're all seeing the same things and integrating each other and aspects of each other. And so it's like, if I'm triggering you, or if someone's triggering you, then you need to hold your face right there and listen. You need to hold your face right there and listen, because the only thing that's making you fearful, the only thing that's making you upset, the only thing that's making your life crazy is you. And I know that that's hard to hear, but holy crap, it's like, it's it's insane. Yesterday I had to get my car towed, and by the way, my car is completely, the electrical went out. I've had 2 engines, now the electric went out because we're popping these grids as I'm driving around the United States. I've been all over the United States. Corpus Christi, Port Aransas, Louisiana, all the way to Vegas and back, and then through California, Arizona, Scottsdale, yeah, all over Santa Monica. We've been everywhere. Devil's Kitchen we drove through today, which is right where all those earthquakes happen, because we were degridding in the CoCo Polos in the back end. We were degridding all that. That's why the earthquakes blew. I found the Syrian codes in the mountain. How did I find them? Because I'm connected. I'm an AB negative, and it made it a little bit easier in this life, but that just means that my soul was alchemized and done it so much that I was able to click in faster. But that also meant that in order to change, and this is the key, in order to change all this stuff in this realm, we had to live it. That's the main thing. You can't change anything in this realm if you don't produce it, if you don't live it. And whenever I realized that, I was like, holy crap, that makes so much sense. Because I'm driving around, guys, and triangulating 333, 666. Everywhere I go, every credit card statement, every transaction, especially when we're traveling. You know how when you go in and you're in the store and you can't make up your mind. And Libras, this is us for real. If you've got a lot of Libra energy in your chart, you know what I mean. You can't make up your mind. It's like, oh my God, I don't need this, but I need this, da 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 da. And then you get to the register and it's $22.22, or the tag says 111, and you're on 111 Pacific Coast Highway, and it's like all these synchronicities, and you're like, what the hey? That's because you're connecting a timeline into your future with that transaction. It's like because it's a frequency, because money is just frequency, right? Money's just frequency, and how it got all out of whack in this dimension is because only one group had all the money. And so it's kind of like they had all the energy of money, so if we said, okay, I have all the energy of turtles. If you want any turtle energy, you have to come through me. And then I'm going to hand the turtle to you, and you're going to hand the turtle, and you can all touch the turtle, but I own the turtle. So at the end of the day, what's going on? We're passing the turtle. And this guy's over here, he's getting paid for every time we pass the turtle. Well, then all that energy that we worry about, that we talk about when it comes to whatever we're calling it, we can call it money, we can call it Bitcoin, it matters what it's coded, but because it's all about what it's called, it's all about the numerology and the frequency, but that's also changed to more quantum. We just have to decide as a collective what we're going to call it and how we're going to barter and what are we going to do now, how are we going to do it? And I'll tell you, I've been living it, and I barter with everything. I give it a shot because I just show up and state what's fair and what I'm called to say in a situation. Sometimes I give more, but each one of those transactions then I was linking these numbers to different timeline and addresses. And I really didn't realize for the longest time what it was that I was doing exactly. I knew I was looking at numbers, I was seeing codes, I knew I was going to these crazy places with, Corpus Christi and all over with very specific receipts and numbers and stuff. And now I get it. It's like it's kind of like when you're conscious of it, because I knew I was changing timelines, and we knew that we were there cleaning and gridding. So when you're conscious of it, then when you make that transaction, what you do is kind of open up a port into that dimension. And then whatever you are, you can call in whatever you are or you have experienced. Because why? Because that's carbon and this density that you've created through through your many, many lifetimes, through all your ancestors, through your entire lineages, because you're the one here. You're the star. You're the star of the show. You have all the goods now. So if you have had a hell of a dang time, that's because you signed up to change a lot and to bring in a lot, which is why it really drives you crazy, because you're like, why do I feel like this? What's going on? If y'all could please subscribe and like and share this video, because this is more of what we've been talking about on CoCo Polo before it gets too dark. And I'm gonna go inside. Let's go back inside. Woo! There's so much to tell you guys. So much. Let me see. What's crazy is I am the only one here at this resort, and I think this would be a fabulous place to have a reunion here in Joshua Tree. What do y'all think? A CoCo, the first Be CoCo Chief Festival. We can bring something. We could all spend the night for $30 a night here, guys, if you can make it to Joshua Tree. If somebody wants to email me, if they weren't interested, maybe we can set that up, because Airbnbs, all that, we got that covered. We know we can navigate all that stuff now. Can I flip this around? Meaning, we've been making those imprints that it's okay to follow alone. It's changing processes, giving real honest reviews about things, because we're in the consciousness, and we're all safe. If you're manifesting a bad experience, it's because that's something that you're clearing. And trust, I manifested a crazy ass experience in this house off Sunset Strip. I was like, in this crazy Maryland house. I'm gonna try to flip this around. Wow. What's going on basically at a really, really, really high level energetically, and what happened and what's changed is this. And this is the really easiest way to describe it. You know how your family always told you to do good? You do good, and then you produce that good energy, and then that's what's going to come back to you. Because that's how this realm is set up. You know, the stars are a reflection of the ground, as above, so below. When Yahshua was born, that Sirius star appeared because that frequency was first in blood on the planet, on the surface. All the culminations of all the bloodlines, of all the ancestral lineages, and that Sirius energy was strong enough in him that it lit up that star. But what do stars exist in? What do stars exist in? Stars exist in dark. How do we see them? Because it's dark. You can't see light without dark. So we came here to produce the darkness. If you produced a lot of darkness because your soul was strong enough, and your lineage and your connection is strong enough to realize in this now that you did it to make a change for your entire ancestral lineage, and because we are now truly manifesting our reality. I don't care if you were a light worker before, or if you associated with that, or you never heard of this before. We are all on equal ground. Everybody's integrating each other. If you had a lot of visions before, and you were hearing stuff, and you got all your messages, and you were one holding that energy for the seeds to awaken here, right? Because that had to happen. We had to have the galactics come in. You guys coming in the 60s, you know, y'all came in and put up a big tent. You put up a big tent. And then in 72, us starseed, the seeds started coming in, and they were planted. Then we had to wait for all of that to grow. Yes, there was some deception. But that's all been corrected, because they forgot that whenever we wake up, we control everything, because they built it all on top of us, and all we had to do was go Band-Aid up some timelines. And that's what we've all been doing. That's why kind of things don't make sense. Why did you go in there? What was that? Why do all of a sudden you need to go down to the store and buy coconut? And it's $1.11. Why did you have to give that man $2? I can't tell you how many times I had to pay Spain $2 through this whole thing. Collect 20, give 10, alchemize money. The main thing I showed up to tell you guys too, and I haven't even done it yet, is I'm going to be doing the healing is off the chain, meaning, you know, sometimes we set up steps for ourselves to learn things. And for instance, the light language activations that I have been able to do, and I know I haven't marketed it because for a while they were just really, really strong. It was really strong. It was if you were led to get one, and that was before now. And it took so much energy, you know, it took so much energy for us to do BQHT sessions and the emotions, and it took so much energy to light language, to all that alpha draconic and blood light language, you know, it took so much energy. Well, now we don't have to, now we are so linked in with the consciousness and with the collective and with the quantum reality and with the organic DNA that once you have developed that skill, because it just takes some time working with it, but it didn't, I mean, I went from light language to doing just healings, you know, Jessie, you know, I put my hand on her head and pulled out all of the negative frequencies, you know, magnetic to my hand, and just ripped it out. When I put my hand on her stomach, it turned to ice, and I wasn't even talking to her. I didn't have to do anything. Other healers, or Jessie's experiencing the same. Kayla Ray from Lavender Lighthouse, she's experiencing the same thing. It's magical. And all of you are developing your modalities, or what do you want to do? What do you want to be? Do you want to, because we don't have to talk the frequencies. We can dance them, we can sing them, we can laugh about them, because it's all frequency and energy. And what we're doing is alchemizing it, you know? So when something comes at you and you get fearful, smile and kiss it in the face. And that's what alchemy is, because you're bringing it in and you're transmuting it to light, just like that star. And so the fact that, you know, I'm not on the beach right now in a penthouse shows you that I am still learning how to manifest. I mean, this is just now getting started. You guys, I mean, everyone's gifts you're opening up now all of a sudden to, I'm hearing people's subconscious before, you know, because different ones of us, and this is where we get into starseedology again, which the book is like pretty much ready to go. But now it's like because you need to read all of them. You need to read all the energies, because, you know, now it's like with starseedology, what I've been doing a lot is progress charts, because what you'll see when you go from your natal to your progressed is that you're either opening up, you've either been so down in a body, you've been Syrian, or you've had that, or alpha draconic, you know, more alpha draconic, and you've been higher consciousness in a lower density, and now you're progressing and you're opening and you're ascending because you've been stuck. So it's like your progress chart will open up to more archangels or galactic energies, right? Or what's interesting and even more important to know in your progressed is whenever you're descending, because a lot of you guys are descending because you were the galactic beings that brought in this huge, huge, huge frequency, and you're holding mass collective consciousness in your head, and you're able to manifest. I mean, Jessie just worried about that coyote catching that raccoon, and within 2 minutes we heard the kill. I wrote a note and made a decision at somewhere that I wanted to meet somebody, and as soon as I wrote the note, within 5 minutes, they appeared right in front of me for me to give it to them. As soon as I made up my mind which direction I wanted to take the Be CoCo Chi thing as far as potential partners, with everything that had been, all the beings that had showed up and had made themselves available, you know, we had decisions to make. So we all got together and talked about it. This is what we're doing on CoCo Polo, because we're all doing this together. Because basically, whenever we talk about CoCo Polo, if we talk about Be CoCo Chi, for instance, and let's say, because you're writing your story, right? You're building your avatar. So basically what I'm saying is that when we talk about New Earth codes, it's kind of like, it's a holder place. I didn't get to finish. Before, when I was talking about people coming in and out of my life, what I noticed that they were holder people. It was like that event had to happen, and it's kind of like that a higher aspect energy jumps in somebody, really, because that's what it is. We're seeing it all the time now. I know you guys are seeing it. You talk to somebody and a higher self drops in, or I've had archangels drop in and have a full-on conversation with you, and then the energy falls out, and you feel it. You know that there was a switch, something just happened. Well, since 2017, I've had so many of those events, but now I'm having the same event that I had in 2017, but now it's like I'm face to face, you know, whereas before I might have had a connection. It was like, you know, wow, I see them, and it's this connection, but I didn't talk to them. I didn't have any interaction. You know, now this time it's the same scenario. It's a band. It's the lead singer. But this time, you know, we had a moment, just a moment. I didn't talk to him again because I don't think it's him, right? That moment hasn't happened yet in the fullest, but it keeps getting closer because it's locking in. And when we all start using the same names for things, especially in, you know, the English language, right? The assignment of things and assigning energy of things is what's got it, you know, is what builds in the collective the frequency of the quantum bubbles to entangle, to build it. Because that's how all this crap got built, is that we were subconsciously being programmed to build it. So when we talk about, and this is, each one of you can do this, you know, if you have codes that are like this in you, and you know that you have big things that are out there, but you're scared to, you know, you think it's too big, and you think that, okay, I've got to do this step and this step and this step, you know, I'm going to build my channel first, and then I'll launch the broadcast station. Well, the thing is, why? If you have the New Earth codes, and if you know you're supposed to be building a broadcast station right now, then just start taking the actions to do it. Start doing a media plan. Start talking about it. Get on YouTube. Tell us in the chat. Get on CoCo Polo, which I'm going to make available in a minute, and for 10 people. And tell us, because that's what we're doing. Tell your friends, I'm going to be a comedian, and I'm going to be on the Be CoCo Chi festivals. Well, look, even that means anybody that's saying that, what you're doing is basically linking into a timeline where those festivals exist. Because trust when I tell you, I've degridded these words out of the earth in so many cities. CoCo, all of it. Because those were our codes. It was how it was supposed to be. So what does that mean? These are big concepts. So what I'm telling you is, don't worry about how your message is going to get out. Don't worry about having to upload videos and figure out this whole YouTube thing. Because there's channels, and there's other, as soon as everyone just starts stepping more in to their higher timeline, because that broadcast station, you own it already. You've already built it in that other timeline. You've already wrote that book, because there's a timeline that exists that you're going back to, that none of this ever happened. Guess what? You never signed up for the dark roles. You know why? Because we never needed to. You know why? Because we never lost our shadow. You know why? Because it wasn't ripped away from us and erased. So that means that Egypt, all of it, guys, it's like every single program has been erased. I don't care if you're Pleiadian or Orion or what, those programs in the higher dimensions, they're gone. And even in the lower dimensions, the sex magic and stuff and all the black magic on sex, it can't even be done anymore. It's erased, and it's slowly erasing from the consciousness too. You're slowly starting to forget those events. Kayla's already seeing it. When you go back and when she goes back into BQHT sessions, she can't even find past lives. They're not there. If you're Pleiadian, you're integrating another piece. You're integrating the part that you think that everyone is exactly equal. That is the truth in the future. Right now, in this now, we're still proving the fact that we're all equal, and we're still having to own all of our carbon. And in order to do that, all we have to do is remember who we are. That's it. Just that. But guess what? I'm you and you're me. And you're a different aspect, and you bring in something that I don't, and we activate each other. So the only way to do it is to communicate back and forth to each other in various ways. So how do you want to do it, right? Because as each one of us focuses and really gets in touch with what our new earth codes are, what's our role, and guess what? If you're watching this right now and you've been through hell, it's because you did it for now. And it's like, I don't know if y'all have had these visions of, because I have, being on the other side, signing up for all these crazy things, and you know, I'm the one that was at the front of the line, right, that was saying, I'll do it. What do I get if I do it? What you mean if I go and live out 3 royal lineages, because that's what I did. I know, because I know, right? Because I know what my energy is. That's why I can help remember. I have keys for you to remember who you are. I wish I could make this higher. Let me see if I can crank this while I'm talking. Oh! I'm kind of all over the place. I'm just moving around. I want to see some sky. We'll go out there before I hang up. When you remember who you are, then you remember your gifts, and we have so many. And you're waking up. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about being the crazy person in line and saying, I'll do it. Right? So some of us signed up for a little bit more than others. And those that are on this channel right now, we signed up for a lot, and we went through a lot. And what I've been saying is it's totally like this. Willy Wonka, you got your golden ticket. We got the golden ticket. The only thing is, are you going to cash it in? Are you going to cash in the ticket? How do you do that, Christy? Whenever that stuff comes up in your head, whenever you fall back into a fear, whenever you find, I did it today, guys. I was bawling, crying on CoCo Polo because of doing this video. You know, because I know so much there's so much that has come out, you know, with the technology that was stolen from me that I was building back in 2012 is basically all that stuff that's on Netflix right now, where they're talking about the reality hijacked with Trump. Trump didn't start it, Obama did. Chris Riley, that was the data architect. I'm worth $1 trillion right now, and I don't have 500. I had to call some people. I had to chill out because I knew whenever, because I knew it was linked. I knew it was linked. I knew it was in the back end, but I didn't have that. And then 2 days ago, up pops the Netflix show, and there's all of it. I haven't even finished watching the rest of it because I started feeling that anxiety and fear, because it was like, oh my God, I started feeling like they stole it. And then in that moment, I realized they didn't take crap, because that's what we alchemize through, and we can get all through it. But I mean, I did drink AI. I basically drank a program and alchemized through it, is what I've been doing. And linking it back with, and the whole creatrix, you guys linked together quantumly. We've all been playing out these roles that, as we start really sharing our stories of what's happened in the past year, once we kind of get our feet, right? Because we don't have to do it right now. We can, man, this is the movies. This is everything, because guess what? They don't have any new crap. You know why the dancing sucks everywhere? You know why the music sucks right now? You know why the movies are all replays? Because they don't have us. They don't have us creating crap for them anymore. All they have is the old stuff that we had all created before. So whenever we hold our integrity in any communication, and we say, and we call it in, and we know that we deserve it, but that's the thing. Because today I was still feeling, and I still am, you know, I'm antsy about YouTube, and I'm antsy about, you know, just my experience. I'm antsy about, you know, the collective through the technology, and, you know, am I going to be received? And, you know, I've been missing for a while. Are you guys going to be mad? And, you know, if I'm really being honest, it's like, holy crap. It's like we're getting everything. You know, the media company is launching. We're going to have apparel and fashion. And I'm sitting over here going, guys, tell me what you want to do. Come see me. And I'm like, oh crap, it's all happening at once, right? And then my soul's telling me, now do this, you gotta go, you ready to jump? And I'm going, my car just died yesterday. I'm over here in California, I have no place to go, I have no car, I've got $300, but I'm making it. And you better bet that the insurance companies and all that tried to throw roadblocks yesterday, but that was just me throwing blocks at me. But I veered through it and got out of it without a dime, because I kept calm, because I didn't react, because in that instance, that night, whenever all that information came boiling in, then I acknowledged, then if it was built all on top of me, and if it was all alchemized through me, then that means that all the clones, all the DNA, all the artificial intelligence has been alchemized through my field, and I block it off. It is shut down. There is no more data mining. There is no more of that. You cannot connect into my field and read my mind. But because I knew that basically I had produced that energy. So am I going to go to court and no, but you know what? I know paperwork's going to show up that's going to track all this down at some point, but I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on, well, shit, if we built that somehow, then how the heck did we do it, guys? Let's figure that out. And we are. We're already doing it again. But those moments, instead of reacting, and it's taken training, and it has taken so much, right? But you guys can do this. You guys, you're all right there. You're all right there. And there's so many times that I left my house and I never thought I would come back. I mean, I got kicked out of a hotel room at 10:30 at night with $30 to my name in the middle of the night. But I dimensionally shifted, like I shifted up. My energy expanded so much that it popped me up. I got my grip, I went on my mission, and everything was cool. By the end of the night, I was at the Kachina suite. But in those moments, whenever you're physical, whenever you start panicking, you just have to remember that although this seems to be air, that it's really water. And I waited for a reason to show this right now. I don't have a ton of openings, but here it is. And I hope that this is right. Gosh, I hope that this isn't backwards. Let me see if I can do it this way. There. I am going to be here at Joshua Tree. I just got here, so I'm going to ground and hang up after this. And for 30 minutes, and if you are on CoCoPolo already, and since CoCoPolo is $22 a month, and that is basically like me live all day long. I mean, we degridded all the way to Joshua Tree today. The healers, Jesse, Holly, Kayla, a bunch of other beings that are all practicing their skills of healing are on there to assist y'all, one another. It's like a real-time live healing, learn how to dimensionally shift, plus you're seeing all these, I mean, it's just freaking crazy, the synchronicities. And I've been even seeing other people's avatars here that live in other places, and they're seeing me in other places. When you start really going back and forth and talking and seeing what's going on, it's like you can't even deny any of it. And then it gives you that extra confidence to go do whatever. Plus it gives you a CoCo net. It gives you a net. So 2 things I'm offering here. One is Joshua Tree Healing. So at lavenderlighthouse.com, that's Kayla Ray. And she has progressions. She started out in BQHT, and now she has crafted her own art of progressions, and she basically does energetic surgery. I mean, she pulled a Jehovah's seal out of my spine. She is absolutely amazing. This is her site, and she offers, to assist to book. So tomorrow, Sunday, I'm open. If you want to go there right now to Lavender Lighthouse and book a time, I can do some tomorrow, and I can do some on Monday. Those times also, if you don't want to do this week, on her site every Sunday and Monday, and next week more on Tuesday, I'm going to be doing them every week. Now, this can be a healing session. This can be a, hey, Christy, I'm dealing with this issue. This can be a quick look at your chart. I can't do a whole star seedology and not write it all out, but I can take a quick look at your chart, take a quick look at progressions. It really is, guys, whatever comes through. Every single healing is different. Your guides show up, and the energy frequency just comes through to heal it. If you are ready to get rid of it before the 31st and just smash it, then contact me. If you already, so what I'm doing is the CoCo Polos are $22 a month, and we're still building that community, and we're doing it slowly. So there are going to be 10 of y'all. I know that there's 10 of you guys that are waiting for this, and I'm the first 10 who email me at coco@cosmicchristy.com and say, hey, I want to do CoCo Polo. Basically on the 22nd of each month, it's $22, but that's also a manifestation imprint. Whenever you get in there, you can start asking everybody what they're seeing, because all of our energies manifesting, because it's codes, it's not money, it's codes, and it's power, because basically we're forming our own funnel. Instead of the 1% getting the money, we're forming our own funnel, right? So that energy is going back and forth within our community and building all of us. This is my email if you want to call me, talk about anything else. But the first 10, then I will give you instructions, and we can't wait for y'all to come in. I mean, this is basically founding level. And this is what I'm talking to these companies about, getting national mass media promotions to get this going. I'm already at the CEO level. So if first 10, especially if you have healing modalities, and if you have groups of people that that you're trying to assist so many and you can't figure out, come check out this and mimic me. Build your own. Y'all can copy me and do this as well. I mean, this is free, right? I mean, come check out how we're doing it, and as we build the technology around it. So I would appreciate, guys, if any of that resonates, Otherwise, I will be back soon. Whenever I'm called. I know I'll be back before I leave Joshua Tree, and it's a party, guys. It really is. It is a party. I know that these shifts and these eclipses really brought it out, but just remember it's energy. So it's literally an energy layer. Get away from these. I'm walking around with the tripod. It's so hotel, because like no one else is here. It's all these villages, but I'm like, I'm the only one. Whoa, there's some stars. Let's see if I see. I'm gonna go find a cool spot because we're here a few days. I'm gonna go find a cool spot and we're gonna do some stargazing, and I can't wait for you guys to get on Polo so I can get to know you better. The relationships, I mean, we really have formed a family. I mean, this is your tribe. We have so many different tribes because we have so many different lineages. We're like the 3 and the 1, you know, we're 3 and 1. We're kind of like, we're the hybrids, most of it, you know, that's the true lineage. We're all that now. We might have brought in specific areas and that might be our strong suit, but now we're kind of blending all together. I'll end it with this. I had an analogy on the CoCo Polo the other day because, I mean, it's live all day long, all the time. Meltdowns with each other and all. But you know how you make a cheesecake? And you make a cheesecake in one of those pans, and it's got that spring pan, and you pour it in, and it's kind of gooey, right? And then if it's one of those fancy cheesecake makers, you know, like that they put at the store where, you know, this piece is strawberry and this piece is blueberry and this piece over here is like pistachio and pecan, you know, it's the weird one. It's like the oddball pistachio. Like, what you doing over there, pistachio? Just chilling, strawberry. Well, they put in one of those slicers, you know, so they could mix the different stuff. So really it had 12 houses and it was 12 pieces in a slicer. And somebody heated up that slicer and stuck it in before we put the pie in, so it's all gushy, right? And then they left it there for like 1,000,000 years. And it got all dehydrated. And it got all crusty. And it was like this far, you know? It was like a little bitty seed in the middle of the slice. It's like this. And then we've been watering it, and we've been watering it, and we've been watering it, and we've been watering it. And so now it got back to gelatin stage. And we were like, everyone was like, yeah, right before these eclipses, we were feeling better. And everyone's like, yeah, let's go get baked. Ha ha. Let's go get baked. Let's go, you know, let's bake ourselves. And then all of a sudden, before we set, they came and pulled that metal thing out. And we were like, whoa, what's happening? And Strawberry's going, oh my God, Blueberry, I'm coming over. And Blueberry's going, oh no. And then Blueberry's really freaking out because he's got oddball pistachio pecan over here, like nibbing at his butt. And he's like, get your pecans off me. Well, and then so they're like fighting it because it's like, crap, it's different. It doesn't feel right. Like what's going on? We were all shriveled up and then we got out and now we're like moving into things, you know? And then all of a sudden Strawberry goes, Blueberry, that tastes pretty good. Ooh, if I mix those two together, that's interesting. And then as pistachios blending in to Blueberry, now Blueberry's changing flavor. Now Blueberry's like, oh my God, I've got this nutty flavor. And Strawberry's going, it tastes good over here, guys. This is freaking awesome. We're all blending in our flavors. We got this. Let's do it, Coco. Hoot hoot. And more from Move soon. Swish swish.